Am I the a-hole for relying on an older sibling while babysitting? I'm 18 female who just graduated high school a few weeks ago. I've never had a job before, and now that I've graduated, I wanted to earn some money for experiences at community college. I asked my mom if she could help me find a job, and she suggested babysitting. I thought it would be easy. My mom's supervisor needed a babysitter for the summer because their daycare shut down. They have 2 sons, Len, who's 10, and Bo, who's 5 and autistic. They reassured me that Len is very independent and prefers to be alone, so I would mostly need to focus on Bo. I've never dealt with autistic kids, but I figured it wouldn't be too hard since he's so young. On my first day, I got to know the boys, and things started off pretty simple. Bo played with his toy cars for a few hours while Len stayed in his room. Around noon, I called them for lunch. I'm not great at cooking, so I just heated up some canned mac and cheese. Len was fine with it, but Bo burst into tears, saying he hated mac and cheese. I tried to get him to eat, but he kept crying. Since I didn't know much about autism, I asked Len for help. He was a bit rude but took Bo's bowl, got him some fig bars, and that seemed to calm him down. When I asked Bo what he would like to eat in the future, he just made angry noises and ignored me. Later, Bo started crying again because he couldn't assemble his fire truck. He asked for help, and since I didn't know what to do, I called Len again. Len complained and didn't want to help, so I snapped and told him to help his brother or he wouldn't get a snack later. He did it grudgingly, and things were fine for a while. Some time passes, and I find Bo crying in the laundry room again. He told me his cat scratched him and made him bleed. I called Len again to put a band-aid on him because I wasn't sure how Bo would react if I did it. Len looked really upset while doing it, but nothing else happened that day. When their mom came home, I left. Later, I got a long, angry message saying I parentified Len and that it should have been my responsibility to take care of Bo. She said she didn't want me to babysit anymore. I was livid because I feel like Len is very spoiled and can't even handle helping out around the house. My mom is mad at me, but my dad is on my side and is really angry with their mom. Am I the a-hole?
You are the a-hole, realizing you're inexperienced. You seem like an awful sitter. You had pretty much one kid to focus on and managed to outsource most of it to the other kid in your care, and on top of that threatened to withhold food based on the older child's compliance. The parent is correct for chastising you, and you should not babysit that family again. You should not be livid, and Len did not show signs of being spoiled, based on this. It sounds like both kids played on their own for hours at a time, and at least once you seem to have lost track of the younger child, which strikes me as odd for someone who is a first-time, presumably attentive, sitter. What were you doing while they played independently? In the future, consider asking some questions about the care of the children to help things go smoother, including their dietary preferences or limitations, and methods that should be used especially if a child has special needs. But mostly it sounds like this particular job might not be a good fit for you, and you probably owe them an apology.
Everything you've said is true, but the mom absolutely failed to prepare OP for the job. Especially since OP was new to babysitting, the mom should have left clear instructions on how to handle Bo. Yes, a more experienced sitter would have known to ask those questions. But at the end of the day, the mom is responsible for who she leaves her children with and making sure they're prepared. Everyone sucks here.
Both kids seemed like introverts, so I tried to give them space. I told them I'm in the living room watching TV if they need me. Most of the time Len was in his room and Bo was playing either in the kitchen or laundry room.
You left a 5-year-old child with autism alone for hours to play in the laundry room or kitchen of all rooms, where there are multiple dangerous items. What? You're joking, right?
You must be joking. You're 18 and your mom had to hold your hand to find you the job. Then you failed to actually do any part of your job at all. The parent should have notified you about what food preferences the kid had, but instead of shirking off all responsibility to the brother, you get your ass on the phone and call and speak to the parent. You couldn't put on a band-aid or help build a kid's toy. You should not be in charge of anyone's children if you don't have enough common sense to do these things. And then you had the gall to threaten a child for not wanting to help. Do it or no snack for you is not professional.
I don't know how to assemble an entire fire truck. Don't count on me to be your engineer, lol. I should have mentioned Bo was a pretty smart kid and it was more complicated than that. I didn't want to bother Mom since she wasn't home and thought Len wouldn't have minded actually helping his little brother and the person taking care of them. Apparently that's too much to ask for.
Not the a-hole. Navigating babysitting responsibilities, especially with an autistic child, can be challenging. Remember, parenting and caregiving involve continuous learning, and mistakes happen. You're not the villain here, just a young person trying to navigate a new role.
She wasn't trying to navigate shit. She specifically stated she took the job because she thought it was easy. She gave zero thought as to what this would actually entail.
Not the a-hole. Never babysit for these a-holes ever again.
I'll probably get downvoted a lot for this, but I don't plan on it. My father found me a job for a very nice behaved little girl and I'm very excited for it.
Hi. Consider yourself lucky this reached me and not our mother because she would be livid. If you had respected my brother's privacy by not using their real names, I would have extended the same courtesy to you and addressed this privately. To put it short, I am livid. How dare you use my younger brother's real nicknames, which they use everywhere, without their parents' consent. You are fortunate I'm states away. How dare you portray my younger brother as some spoiled brat while conveniently omitting the fact that he is disabled. He has attention deficit disorder and struggles with anger management and social interactions because of people like you who make him out to be the bad guy. I know for a fact that our mother has emphasized their special needs because she always ensures their caretakers are fully aware of them. Yet, you refuse to acknowledge older bro's very real and debilitating disability. Moreover, you left out so many important details, which only adds insult to injury. You ridiculed older bro for being incompetent and a bad brother, and you bullied him into helping with your own incompetence. Older bro struggles with this insecurity, and I'm sure you exploited it. And let's not forget how you criticized him for not wanting your gross canned mac and cheese, which only their dad eats. He didn't complain because you ridiculed them both for not liking it. According to my mom, your parents are paying for your college, so that's another blatant lie. We are fortunate our parents are so attentive and proactive, but it terrifies me to think of the many parents who aren't, allowing you to mistreat disabled children without consequence. Your lack of regret speaks volumes about your character. To anyone concerned, I am posting in as many Facebook groups as possible to warn others about this horrible woman and to protect other disabled kids, or any kids, from her mistreatment. Their enraged half-sister.
Please get a screenshot of this post and send it to your mother, please. She should also ensure that she warns all other parents about this, whatever you want to call them, cause it's ain't caregiver. Clearly OP's parents aren't on the same page. If one is enabling, one isn't. She's a danger to kids. So please show your mother this post and make sure it gets to any parent possible, hell even other school districts, so no kid is actually injured or worse under her supervision.
Beyond not correctly coping with your little brother's disabilities, OP openly admits to lounging in front of the TV and "just call me if you need me" while letting a 5-year-old play unsupervised in the kitchen and laundry room. It looks like he was playing too roughly with the cat and got scratched, but that could have ended so much worse. Ingesting detergent or cleaning products, finding knives or matches, the list of potential disasters is endless. Sharing her name around as a horrible and irresponsible babysitter is fair game, in my opinion.
My mom checked our house cams and apparently she was on the phone more than half of the time. What a joke.
Hell no, show your mom. Mom needs to go off on OP. OP needs to be shamed so hard they never are allowed to babysit again. Does mom know Bo was found crying alone in the laundry room? How did OP not notice that they were alone in the laundry room? What was OP doing? And using real names? Hell no. I vote you name and shame OP all over the place.
You guys were right. I knew my mom would not go easy, and believe me, I don't say this lightly, and I wanted to give her a chance to either take down the post, even though the damage would already be done, and learn from this experience. But nope. The girl thought it was a great idea to stalk me, find my Facebook, and bombard me with nasty messages through Messenger. I'm not cutting her any slack. She kept whining about how she wasn't doing anything wrong because it was only their nicknames, and how I was a bitch and took it too far. Seriously? I don't care that it was only their nicknames. These kids use these names for school, for soccer practice, for everything. They are not old enough to consent to having these names on the internet. I can't even excuse her by saying she was naive and didn't understand the potential danger of posting personal information like this. Clearly, she didn't even consider the risks. I called my mom earlier and sent her all the screenshots, and she was just as horrified and enraged as I was when I first saw them. She mentioned that the girl's mother claimed she had lots of cousins, some with disabilities, which she supposedly learned to handle. Clearly, that was all bullshit. I almost feel bad for the girl's mom, though, because my mom has gone ballistic on her too. Our family comes from a relatively small town where a lot of families know each other, and my mom is in various groups with all the neighborhood moms. Suffice it to say, word is getting out about the girl's awful behavior, and her family's reputation is taking a hit. Thank you all for your advice. It's been helpful.
You should share her name, since she wants to be petty and share your brother's.
LOL, I would, but it's already in her username. Dumb move, made her more identifiable.
Please update us further. I can only hope the parents of the other girl she's supposedly babysitting for hear about this.
So yeah, as expected, mom went nuclear. The girl's mom kept apologizing profusely and had no idea the post was made. My mom wanted to involve legal action, but we came to the agreement that as long as A, the names are deleted from the post, or B, the post is taken down by 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, then it won't come to that. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly who the little girl is, but we've shared this situation everywhere, me in Facebook groups, and mom in her group chats and on Nextdoor. We're hoping it'll reach that family before things escalate. Oh, and we found out something else. Apparently, it wasn't just our kids she was going to babysit. A mom reached out to us and said her husband was close friends with the girl's dad, and she was supposed to babysit a young baby occasionally for date nights and such. The baby has GERD, and she was given instructions on that. Safe to say, after seeing how poorly she follows directions, she will not be babysitting that poor infant. The girl has blocked me, so I don't have any updates from her, but I hope you all know we're doing everything to keep these kids safe.
So glad to see this girl facing the repercussions of her actions. You're looking out for your half-siblings better than this girl did, and you're not even in the same state. Go you and your mom.
Update. You all don't know anything, and LMAO, I never harassed anyone on Facebook. It's all lies. I only messaged that ACC on Reddit, so who's lying through their teeth? I don't know, I didn't bully anyone, and stop believing this girl who's exaggerating everything. You all look dumb. Edit. Also, I removed their goddamn nicknames. Stop messaging me stuff. I don't care. I'm blocking all of you.
What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more interesting videos.